Welcome to our virtual summer reading program at the Hondo Public Library. Today we're doing our Tiny Tots program and we will be working on sound bottles. I'm going to show you how we're going to do a craft on sound bottles. We're going to do that together. And the other thing we're going to be doing is wave our ribbon wands. That's going to be another thing. We're going to be doing that. Got our crafts here for that. But before we get started, I want to let you know to not forget to go online and register. Do your registration for your online reading log. You can do that at, I have them posted right here. You can jot them down. The hondo.bookpoints.org. That lets you do, that's your online reading log. And it also puts your name into a drawing for prizes, summer reading program prizes. And then we also have the other registration that I want you to take advantage of, and that also puts your name into our drawings. We have weekly drawings, and then we also have our end of summer drawings. So that's the hondo-texas-org/library, okay? So don't forget to do that because all of those give you a chance to win some prizes. Plus you log on and you get to put in online all of the minutes that you're reading, okay? Super important to go on. The other thing is really quick, don't forget to do your census. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend that you go on there and make everyone in your home count. Do your census. It helps us with federal funding that's distributed to our local communities here. It helps us locally, benefits each and every one of us. Okay, so today we are going to be doing, and when you do your, right before we start our crafts, don't forget when you do your online registration at these different sites, it lets you take advantage of getting our family summer family supply packet. I said summer supply packet, and that has our markers and our glues, our tape, all the things that you're going to need to be able to do the crafts that we're doing, okay, throughout the summer. We've got all of June left still to do, so there's plenty of crafts to take advantage of. Go on and register if you haven't. Please do that and come by and pick up your family packet. The other one also gives you the weekly packet, which is everything that we're going to need, like for the craft that we're doing today, your bottles and your ribbon, everything that you need for the crafts that we're doing today will be in that. Okay, so make sure that when you go on and register, you come in and pick up your bags, your kits, okay? All right, now we're ready to get started. We are going to start with a chant. I know that everybody knows the wheels on the bus, right? Okay, so stand up with me and take out in your weekly craft kit, you're going to have a page that says the land of kings and queens, because that's what we're doing this week. That's the land of kings and queens, and it has our chant right here. Now, this is going to be to the tunes of the wheels on the bus, right? Everybody knows that, right? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. Okay, we're doing it to that tune, but we're using these words, okay? So, are everybody standing up? Here we go, okay? Grab your paper, and we're going to do it. We're going to sing all through the land, okay? Here we go. The wings of the dragon go up and down, up and down, up and down. The wings of the dragon go up and down, all through the land. All right, the next verse. The princess in the tower twirls around, twirls around, twirls around. The princess in the tower twirls around, all through the land. Now the next one. The knight gallops his horse. He gallops his horse. He gallops his horse. The night he gallops his horse all through the land. The people in the kingdom jump and shout, jump and shout, jump and shout. The people in the kingdom jump and shout all through the land. That was great, right? It's to the tune of the wheels of the bus, but we're talking about dragons and princes and knights and horses. That was a lot of fun. All right. Okay, so now we're going to go to our, turn this page. Another, you have in your bag your weekly craft kit, Puff the Magic Dragon. Okay, so we are going to, I'm going to read that to you, okay? So take that out. It's Puff the Magic Dragon. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. That's a song from the book that we're going to read, okay? Puff the Magic Dragon. We are going to read our book, so everyone take a seat, get comfortable. We're going to read Puff the Magic Dragon. And this is one of our pop-up books, okay? So it's going to have some really cool stuff I'm going to show you. All right. And this is by Peter Yarrow. See how it pops up? And there's the little boy. There he is. Now you can see him better. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Here's the next one. These pop-ups are so neat. Look at that dragon. Wow. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Wow, look at how that popped up. See the dragon? Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sails. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whenever they came. Look at that. Okay, there's another side. Let's open that one. And the pirates. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Look at those pirates. Wow. There he is. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. A dragon lives forever, but not so little girls and boys. Painted wings and giant rings make way for other toys. One gray night it happened, Jackie Paper came to no more, and Puff, that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff, that magic dragon, sadly slipped into his cave. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff, the magic dragon, lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Wow. There came a little girl. Pop-up books are wonderful. Look at that. Okay, everyone take a seat. That was a great book. Okay, so now we're going to, everyone take a seat. Now we're going to count to 10, okay? So take a seat, and we're going to count to 10. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Don't forget that in your weekly craft kit, you have a count to 10. You can take it out, and there is a website that you can type into your computer and watch a whole video about counting to 10, okay? But you can count to 10 anytime, all day long. There's so many things around you, count everything. And that helps you to remember counting to 10, okay? All right, so now we're gonna do sounds in a bottle. Our sounds in a bottle. In your weekly craft kit, you're gonna have 3 bottles inside. So you're gonna wanna take out your bottle. You're gonna wanna take the wrapper off the back, so get your little scissors. Those are in your family supply packet. When you register, don't forget to pick up that packet because it's got your scissors in it. Cut it carefully and take it off. Now we're going to fill it because inside your weekly craft kit, you have little bags that are full of different things, okay? And what we're gonna do is you're gonna learn about different sounds, okay? And the different rhythms and sounds that different items make. We're gonna be doing wooden beads, plastic beads, bells, paper clips. All of these make different sounds when you put them in a bottle, okay? So first, we're gonna start with the plastic beads, okay? And all of these bags are in your weekly craft kit. So just grab them in your hand and slowly put them inside your bottle. Get them all in there. And then close your bottle, okay? Set it aside and grab a different bag. Grab your wooden beads. Remember, those are your plastic ones. Just grab your wooden ones and do the same thing to your other bottle, okay? Take the label off, use your scissors. And then let's fill it with our wooden beads, okay? And they're different sized wooden beads and different colors. But they're wooden, so they're gonna sound different. Okay, and close that bottle and set it aside. And now we're gonna do some bells. Grab your bells. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 different ones. You have several in your bag, but we're using 3 right now. We're doing our plastic. We're doing our bell. And we're doing our wood. See how different those sound? I think the loudest sounds like the plastic beads, right? You would think it's the bells, but it's not. Even your wooden doesn't sound as loud. It's the plastic. Now you also have paper clips and some other bead in here. But have fun putting the different types in your bottles and listening for the sound, okay? That is your sound bottle craft. All right. Okay, so let's move on. We are going to take a seat because we're going to read a book. Everyone sit down. This book is The Princess and the Pea. This is illustrated by Dubravka Kolanovic. There we go. I hope I said that close enough. Oh, look at those bright pictures. Look at the castle. Once upon a time, there was a lonely prince. He lived in a big castle with beautiful rooms and a pretty garden. That is a pretty garden. And a horse. But he wasn't happy because he didn't have someone special to share them with. If only I could find a lovely princess to marry, sighed the prince. The king and queen did their best to help. They held balls so the prince could meet princesses from all the nearby kingdoms. The prince danced with tall princes and small princes. He talked to loud princes and proud princes. He met all kinds of princes, but none of them was quite right. After a while, the king and queen ran out of princes for their son to meet. Maybe it's time you went looking for a bride, suggested the queen. So the prince packed a bag, saddled his horse, and waved goodbye to the king and queen. Good luck, said the king. Come back soon. Aww. The prince traveled far and wide and searched high and low for the princess of his dreams. Along the way, he met lots of lovely princesses. Princess Grace loved to dance, but her twirling made the prince dizzy. Princess Ginger loved to cook, but her cake made the prince chubby. Princess Flora loved to smell as pretty as the flowers, but her perfume made the prince sneeze. Chew! Maybe I'm just too fussy, thought the prince. But in his heart, he knew he hadn't met the princess of his dreams. So he headed back to the castle. When he got home, the king and queen greeted the prince happily. I haven't found a princess yet, he sniffed sadly. I guess I never will. Don't be silly, said the queen. The right girl will come along soon. That was good encouragement that Mama gave him. Mama the queen. That night, there was a terrible storm. Thunder boomed so loud that it rattled the castle windows. Rattle-tattle. Lightning shook the table as the prince and his parents sat down to eat their dinner. The prince was about to help himself to dinner when suddenly they all heard a loud rat-a-tat-tat. Someone was knocking on the door. Who could be visiting us on a night like this? Asked the queen. Oh my goodness. The prince opened the door and found a very wet girl standing there. Raindrops ran down her muddy cloak, making a puddle at her feet. Drip, drop, drop, drip, drop, drip, drop. Hello. The girl pushed back her hood and wild curls tumbled out. Hello, she said with a smile. I got lost on my way home and wondered if I could stay here for the night. My name is Princess Polly. She didn't look much like a princess, but Prince must always be polite. So he invited her inside. Soon the princess was warm and dry. All night long rain fell, plippity-plop, plippity-plop on the castle roof. But the prince hardly noticed because he was too busy talking to Princess Polly. She was pretty. She was pretty and fun and kind. Princess Polly was everything the prince had hoped to find in a princess. But the end of the evening, by the end of the evening, the prince had fallen in love. Wow. But the queen wanted to be sure that the girl really was a princess. The queen told the servants to pile a bed high with mattresses. They heaved one on top of another until they had no more mattresses left. Then they placed a pillow and a quilt right at the top. Beneath the mattress, at the very bottom, the queen placed a teeny tiny pea. Only a real princess would be able to feel something as small through all those mattresses. Wow. Okay. When the queen showed Princess Polly to her bedroom, the girl gazed up at the tower of mattresses, but didn't say anything. She was just grateful to have a bed for the evening. "Good night," said Princess Polly. "Sleep tight," whispered the queen. Then Princess Polly changed into her nightgown and climbed right to the top of the pile of mattresses and snuggled under the quilt. Do you think she's going to find the pea? That she's going to feel it? Let's see. The next morning, Princess Polly came down to breakfast with dark circles under her eyes. She let out a great big yawn. "How did you sleep, my dear?" asked the queen. Princess Polly burst into tears. "I'm afraid I couldn't sleep a wink. There was something lumpy and bumpy in my bed. It kept me awake all night long." To Princess Polly's surprise, the queen clapped her hands with delight. "So she is a real princess," the queen cried. The prince was overjoyed. "Will you marry me, Princess Polly?" he asked. "Yes," squealed the princess, and they all lived happily ever after. The end. That's a great one. So she felt that tiny pea at the bottom of all those mattresses. Wow. All right, that was a great story. Okay, so now we're going to do our ribbon bond, okay? And in your weekly craft kit, take out your handout. It has the instructions in your supply list. Ribbon wands. It says ribbon wands, okay? And then you're going to take your bag out that has the ribbons and all the different ribbons, and it also has a large popsicle stick. Take them all out. And this is really helpful in building muscles in your hands and arms when you do all these fine, small little ribbons. And what we're going to do is we're going to use glue along our popsicle stick, and we're going to put our different ribbons, okay? Because remember, it's going to be a wand. So you have several different ribbons in there. So we're going to put a little bit of glue. So take your glue. And add your ribbon. There you go. And you can put different ones. Put them all along your popsicle stick, okay? Just keep adding glue. A good thing with this too, you can exercise your muscles by making different shapes in the air. Or numbers. You're doing your 1 to 10, right? You can also do your numbers, circles, different shapes. See how the wand is coming? Okay. There's another one. Add some more glue. This is your wand, so you make it however you want, okay? And just place them all along your wand. And you have also different sizes of ribbon. So just have fun creating your wand. And then let it dry. Let everything dry. And before you know it, you will have your wand. And you can make your shapes. We can make circles. You can make squares. Have fun waving your wand, okay? And there you are. All the different colors. Okay, so this was our Tiny Tot Tales craft for this week. Hope you had fun. Have a good day. Bye.